This is Stone Garrett, a 26-year-old making his big league debut. Never a top prospect, drafted 8 years prior in the 8th round. Frankly, if Garrett's name never made it onto a big league team's lineup card, no one would have thought twice.
Garrett sends one out to Triples Alley, to the track, to the wall. He won't get this one. Stone Garrett's first major league hit is an RBI double. Welcome to the big leagues, young man.
2 doubles and an RBI, a stat line only 8 players since 2000 have accomplished in their major league debuts. A unique debut to end a unique road to the show. A road that had seemingly reached its endpoint 2 years prior. Until he received a message on the social networking site, LinkedIn. Without this message, Garrett possibly never signs for another MLB team. He never receives the opportunity to make the call to his parents that he's a big league player.
I'm going to San Francisco tomorrow, I'm going to the big leagues.
And ultimately, he never makes his big league debut at Oracle Park. A milestone that represents only a minute section of his baseball journey.
That's a double for Stone Garrett, his second tonight. He was a little rough stone. They shined him up and made him a gemstone.
Speaking of Oracle Park, what a beautiful ballpark it is. I got the chance to go there a couple years ago with some of the guys from this channel, and it was an awesome experience. An experience made possible with tickets from today's sponsor, SeatGeek. With the NBA and NHL finals ongoing, a summer of baseball ahead of us, and more than 70,000 events to choose from, including a San Diego FC game I attended last month, SeatGeek is my go-to ticketing app. Also, with SeatGeek being MLB's official ticket marketplace, I rest assured knowing my MLB tickets are fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled after purchase. What I love about SeatGeek is how simple browsing tickets is, thanks to their rating system. A 1 to 10 scale where green means good and red means bad, so make sure to look for the green dots. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And finally, for all of you watching, SeatGeek is offering 10% off your next set of tickets with code SRS10. That's 10% off any tickets at SeatGeek using code SRS10. So make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek. June 2014. This is when Stone Garrett's MLB journey began. Drafted out of high school by the Miami Marlins in the 8th round of the 2014 draft, he already completed a huge milestone only a small percentage of high school players ever accomplish. But now, there was another massive barrier to overcome. According to Baseball America, between 1981 and 2010, 73% of first-rounders became big leaguers. However, by the 8th round, this figure falls to approximately 20%. A multitude of factors contribute to this exponential drop, including player quality diminishing as the draft goes on, the quality of a team's player development system, and of course, making sure your teammate doesn't accidentally stab you. Wait, what? Yeah, back in 2016, a year where Garrett was ranked as the Marlins' number 4 prospect, he was sidelined for a couple months after a prank involving a knife and the Marlins' number 2 prospect, Josh Naylor. It's not clear exactly what happened, but according to Garrett himself, the nerve in my finger was sliced. Now, there was certainly no malicious intent behind this prank gone wrong, but it was a notable setback in Garrett's young career. Injuries such as his late 2015 wrist injury and this 2016 freak thumb injury can stagnate development and even potentially play a part in a decline. Following a promising 2015 season, Garrett produced worrying numbers over the following few years, while he eventually reached AA in 2019. For a 23-year-old 6 years into their pro baseball journey to barely succeed in AA, a team's front office will likely consider that player expendable. Even worse, due to the pandemic, the 2020 minor league season was canceled entirely, so the now 24-year-old Garrett lost an entire year of development over a half-decade into his pro baseball journey. Buried in a list of 422 names, Stone Garrett was unceremoniously released into the abyss of minor league free agency. For many, this would be the end of their pro career, and Garrett had prepared for this reality. With an interest in real estate and the need to supplement a meager minor league income in the offseason, Garrett obtained his Texas real estate license in 2018. In the summer of 2020, as he wasn't playing full-time baseball, he turned real estate into a full-time career. I was making literally 10 times my baseball paycheck to sell one house, so I mean, it was great. But I didn't want that to be my job. Hey, glad to see you doing real estate. A message sent to Garrett on LinkedIn by Dan Budraka, a former Marlins video coordinator who, at the time, worked in the Cleveland Guardians scouting department. To this point, Garrett had decided to play a year in an independent league with the hope of catching an MLB team's attention. If that failed, he'd turn to real estate full-time. However, with a direct line to a person who worked for an MLB front office, Garrett took his shot. Do you know anybody that needs an outfielder? I feel like I can still compete at AA or above. No, but let me ask around. Budraka said he remembered watching Garrett's impressive offensive abilities back in 2015. So after his own organization declined Garrett's services, he sent messages of recommendation to 6 of his front office contacts. Arizona Diamondback scout Brett West saw this message, and 2 days later, Garrett signed a minor league contract with an invitation to 2021 spring training. A year and a half later, following some impressive minor league stints, Stone Garrett was a major league player. When asked whether he thought he'd be standing in a big league clubhouse if he never created his LinkedIn profile, Garrett said, "Man, I don't know. I would say no because nobody was reaching out. It was slow with COVID. There was nothing to go off of. The only numbers to go off of were 2019. Turns out he was partially wrong. An exceptional minor league season back in 2015 set the foundation for his pro baseball revival, and a quick conversation with a former colleague is what launched his revival forward, ultimately turning him into a big league player. And while his 2022 stint was short, it was impressive. 27 games, 8 doubles, 4 home runs, and a 135 OPS plus, meaning his OPS was 35% better than league average. Garrett had not only defeated the odds, he was thriving. However, while he found the right organization to transform him into a big league player, it wasn't the right organization to stay a big league player. With young outfielders Corbin Carroll, Alec Thomas, Dalton Varsho, and Jake McCarthy all producing successful 2022 campaigns, the 26-year-old Garrett was the odd man out, so he was DFA'd after the 2022 season. After all, coinciding with his impressive offensive numbers were worrying signs of regression, notably his high strikeout rate and unsustainable BABIP, or batting average on balls in play. Fortunately, his late season showcase was enough to garner attention from other teams, and it was the Washington Nationals who signed him to a big league deal less than 2 weeks after being DFA'd. Although the regression concerns became a reality. In his first 45 games of 2023, he produced an OPS well under 700, an 84 WRC+, and a strikeout rate north of 30%. But then, over his next 44 games, he continuously crushed the ball, resulting in his WRC+ doubling. Garrett was proving himself as a legitimate threat at the big league level. Until a fly ball on August 23rd, 2023 changed everything.
Oh gosh, oh no. Stone is on the warning track. Yeah, and there's something very not good going on with that lower left half, it appears.
He just caught his foot in the wall as he jumped up onto it.
Garrett had fractured his left fibula, ending his season instantly. He is one of our clubhouse favorites. I love the kid. He has been unbelievable on the field, off the field. He's a special kid. He really is. Over the offseason, Garrett dedicated his time to rehabbing with the hope of getting back on the big league roster in 2024. Although, in addition to the demanding physical hurdles, for Garrett, overcoming the mental hurdles was the toughest challenge. The mental part of getting done with your day, doubting yourself like, oh, I'm never gonna come back from this. Can I hit again? Can I throw again? Can I feel it again? Over time, he conquered these psychological barriers, eventually beginning the 2024 season with a minor league rehab assignment, until it became a permanent assignment. Between his subpar stints in AA and AAA and a crowded big league roster, Garrett's chances of returning to the big leagues in 2024 were growing slimmer by the day. Then, in late September, with less than a week left in the regular season, Garrett received his long-awaited opportunity. And in his first at-bat following that gruesome injury and the months of the physically and mentally draining recovery, well, I'll let the footage speak for itself.
Stone Garrett launches one to left. Welcome back. See you later.
Stone Garrett, good for you, buddy. Enjoy the light show. The emotion is real. That's a year's worth. Enjoy it, my friend.
Stone Garrett with a rocket to left. See how his legs are feeling here. Pretty good. Leadoff double. Stone Garrett is 3 for 4 tonight with 2 extra base hits.
I blacked out when I yelled running to first, and I don't remember much after that, but I remember hugging McKenzie in the dugout, and I went inside, hugged all the trainers, because those are the guys that took care of me and my family. I mean, it was a great experience.
Not only a storybook return following a career-altering injury, but another chapter in the extraordinary story of Stone Garrett.
Who do you want to shout out that helped you get back here?
My parents, my mom came to stay with me for 3 weeks. She went to go get me food, man. She took care of me.
Mom's always going to be there, isn't she?
Yeah, shout out to my mom. I love you, Mom. I love you.
Unfortunately, the MLB chapter has come to an end. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could the Nationals release the second best 8th round pick since 2000 according to OPS+? Well, considering the regression indicators in his overall stats, and with the Nationals' foundation of their young core mostly residing in the outfield, like in Arizona, there wasn't any room for Garrett on the big league roster. So, after a horrid start in AAA to begin 2025, he was released. Fortunately, his baseball journey isn't over quite yet, as he recently signed a short-term deal with the KBO's Kiwoom Heroes in South Korea. Perhaps he can even build a successful career overseas. After all, if there's anyone who's going to make the most of an opportunity, it's Stone Garrett. Overall, while he didn't develop into an MLB mainstay, the uniqueness of Garrett's journey defines not only his resilience, but humility. He may have only played 118 big league games, but Garrett was appreciative of every single one of them. There's no need to complain because this game could be taken away from you the next day. Go out there, compete, and have fun. But mostly just take it all in. Because when I looked down at the business card, it reminded me, at one point, you weren't playing baseball in the summer, and all your friends were. So don't take any day for granted.
I'm gonna back away.